All right, limited time series number 4, right? And this one's for Porsche 911 GT3 RS from 2018. So we've got 8 more days to go. So this limited time series runs through the end of the month, 31st of August, Saturday. So that is if you're on the Eastern Hemisphere. As always, I am gonna be, it'll be a 30th Friday for me. So check your time zone, plan accordingly, blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. Anyway, let's check in. Earn a 2018 Porsche 911 GT3 RS by 100% completing this special limited time series designed purely for the racer. This car will push its driver to get more from every chicane and straight on the track. Nice bit of marketing material there. Anyway, total rewards in gold, 75 gold. Here's the breakdown in 25% completion increment. And as always, another 15 tier event, as that is standard now. Believe it or not, at one point it wasn't. There were limited time series with a shorter number of tiers, and there were others that were significantly longer, like 22 tiers at one point, which were quite exhausting. But anyway, we sort of settled, I guess, at 15 tiers per series. So yeah, PR requirement for this event is 68.4. So let's use the gold here and complete it right away and see if that holds true. Now, this car's cost is, how much is this car? 600 gold. And the reward is 75. So 675, if you cut it in half, what you get, like 330 and change, right? So is that how much it is going to cost to upgrade this car? By the way, yes, the bonus series this car is featured in is just a single one in elite section called Road to GT3. So we'll talk about that in another time when we run through the series. Run through that bonus series. But first thing first, final cup race at the 24-hour circuit, a night race, single lap, thank goodness. And what's the PR requirement? Is it actually 68.4? So yes, that is what they have stated on the website. So now, cost-wise, is it going to cost about 330 gold? I guess we'll find out. I'm anticipating first tier upgrades to be all racing dollars. So base PR 55.3. So that's the starting point, and we need to bring it up to 68. So that is what, about 13, I guess 13.1 PR points that we need to raise. So for 3 tiers, so if we get about 4.5 each tier, would about equal, right, what we need. Maybe even less. So, all right, 8-hour R&D time for first tier racing dollar upgrades. And this one for engine, we are getting about 0.7 PR point boost. And it's slightly shy of 80,000 racing dollars, if anybody care to count racing dollar cost. And then the drivetrain, slightly less than the engine upgrade in terms of cost. R&D time, as always, same, 8 hours. And then the PR boost, also identical. And then next category, body, always a cheaper one, 58,900 racing dollars. And slightly less, actually only 0.5 PR point boost on that one. Suspension, 68,000 racing dollars. and 0.7 PR point boost back up again. And next category, exhaust, usually identical to suspension, and this is not too far off here. So 67,200 for the racing dollar upgrade cost, and once again 0.7 PR point boost. And the brakes, we're getting actually 0.6 point PR boost, so that's higher than body, even though it does always cost the least amount, 52,000 racing dollars even. And another hopefully racing dollar upgrade. Yes, it is. And the tires and wheels, first tier category, first tier upgrade here, 0.7 PR boost, another one. So almost all of them we get 0.7 PR point boost, and the cost is 62,400 racing dollars with 8-hour R&D time. So let's see, we're starting at 55.3. Let's see how far this gets us. And we're up to 59.7. All right, so that's good to know. That is exactly 4.4 PR point boost, isn't it? All right, so let's check the second tier. That's where it's going to be gold upgrades. That's somewhat predictable, isn't it? So, all right, 36, and the third tier racing dollar is going to be racing dollars again. So that's fairly standard, I would say. And I'm expecting same thing for drivetrain. Yep, just slightly less, 32 gold. And then body, another 26, so cheaper one. So gold cost so far is not too high. Unless there's some surprise, somewhere around 30 gold is how much these are costing, which should land us closer to like 200 gold cost range instead of my anticipated cost of some 330, because the most expensive one was like what, engine for 36, right? So if that's the case, let's keep adding these numbers. Another 30 for exhaust, and the brakes always cheaper, 22. And then finally tires and wheels, just 28. So let's add them up, and that is 204 gold. Is that right? So 14 upgrades, and the third tier upgrades are all racing dollars from what we just saw. And PR boost, how many PR points did we get boost from the last category? We were at 59.7, so that is 4.3. all right, so yeah, and we're 4.4 PR point away from our target. So I think we're gonna get there with racing the 3 upgrades across the board. We got a little bit pricier, but racing dollars for the third tier upgrades. 18-hour R&D time, so that's taking a while. But if you look at the PR point boost, that seems similar to the first tier, doesn't it? So let's get these third tier upgrades going. Another 0.7 PR boost for another racing dollar upgrade. And then body 0.5, so this is same as so far as the first tier upgrades in terms of PR point boost, although suspension, did we get 0.6? I thought we got 0.7. Or maybe they were 0.6 earlier as well, because the exhaust. And then we're actually maxing out brakes. And brakes, we're getting 0.6 PR point boost. And then back to 0.7 PR point boost on tires and wheels here. But the important thing is the PR point boost doesn't like add up like 1-to-1. If you have certain upgrades, your PR boost actually does change a little bit more dynamically. So here's the moment of truth. Do we get up to the target? 68.4. All right, right on. So that's how that's the cheapest path, assuming that there are no other racing dollar upgrades on the 4th tier. Gold, 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 and gold. So yeah, so 3 upgrades across the board seems like the most economic way to bring your PR up to the target to complete this series and win the car. So that is exactly 204 gold, and you get 75 gold back, so that's surprisingly affordable. But then again, this car is featured in just one single elite section bonus series, so does that make a difference? Well, that hasn't stopped Fire Monkeys from charging us a lot more for these cards. So alright, good to know. So let's check out the actual series. Tier 1, we got elimination at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix, and Hunter at Monza Junior, and the Cup at Silverstone National, 2 laps. Alright, and at Tier 2, we got Speed Record at Suzuka West, and Speed Snap at Bugatti Circuit. And the Cup is going to be at just a single lapper Spa, with the PR requirement of 57.8, as we can see. So as always, you do need a few upgrades to get past tier 2, so get started on those first tier racing dollar upgrades right away when you start the event. Alright, then tier 3, we got endurance at Porsche Dynamic Circuit, and we got head-to-head at Daytona Road, most likely a rolling start event. And the Cup is at Nürburgring Grand Prix, just a single lap with the PR requirement of 58.4. Alright, and tier 4. Are we going to have a surprise here? Well, we'll see. In the past, we couldn't get past the tier 4 without any gold upgrades. And this time, we should have 59.7 PR with first tier racing dollars. So the question is, what's the PR point required for the Cup race at Mazda Raceway, right? So let's jump in on that one first and check it out. 59.4. Look at that. That is under the limits of what you can reach with racing dollar upgrades alone. So the first 25% completion, which awards you 8 gold, is available for racing dollar upgrades alone, which is a surprise. That's one time that things work out in our favor, right? So that's a double lapper Mazda Raceway Cup. And then the other races to complete the tier 4, you got autocross at Berlin and drag race at the Brickyard Road Course. So that is a pleasant surprise in this event. First, the cost of upgrade is significantly more in our favor, I think. And not only that, you can also, even if you cannot afford some 130 some gold to actually win this car, you can still run 25% completion with racing dollars alone and still claim 8 gold reward. I know 8 isn't much, but hey, that's how you accumulate. You start with small amount, right? But when you add them all up, it becomes big. So alright, next we got tier 5 elimination at Suzuka East, endurance at Hockenheim National, and the Cup is at Catalunya Club, very short circuit, 4 laps, and this one requires PR of 60.3. So that's about as far as you can go with racing dollars alone. Tier 4 and then some. Alright, tier 6, we got head-to-head at Mount Panorama single lap, and Speed Snap is at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, and the Cup is at Brands Hatch, 4 laps with the PR requirement of 61.1. Alright, Tier 7, autocross at Melbourne, speed record at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit, and the cup at Dubai National. Short 2 laps with the PR requirement of 61.9. Alright, so 61.9. Yeah, so of course at this point you should have those gold upgrades done and got those third tier racing dollar upgrades on their way, because that is what those are. You're gonna need those third tier upgrades by the time you get to tier 10. So until that point you should be able to get through tier 8 and claim that 50% completion reward of another 15 gold on top of the first 8. So, and tier 8 we got another elimination at the Monza road course. We got endurance at Catalunya National, and the cup is at Bugatti Circuit, 2 laps with the PR requirement of 62.6. Alright, moving on to tier 9. We got head-to-head at Hockenheim Grand Prix, single lapper. Hunter at Indianapolis road course, and the cup is going to be at Daytona motorcycle course, 2 laps, so that's going to be pretty quick with the PR requirement of 63.4. Yes, so obviously that is under 64, and tier 10 is where it's going to go over 64. So you're going to need those, as I was saying, third tier racing dollar upgrades, at least some of them done by this point. Alright, so we got autocross at Spa, speed record at Dubai Hill Circuit, and the cup at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, double lapper with the PR requirement just beyond 64, so 64.1. Okay, and then we got tier 11. So by now you should have all your upgrades done, certainly I hope so, including those 18-hour racing dollar upgrades, right? So we got speed snap at Circuit of the Americas Club Circuit, drag race at Nürburgring Grand Prix, and the cup at Bathurst, probably 2 laps. Yep, and the PR requirement is 64.8. Alright, and then 75% completion tier 12. Got Hunter at the Long Road Circuit of Porsche Test Track, and elimination at Silverstone Grand Prix, and the cup is at Suzuka Grand Prix, 2 laps with the PR requirement 65.6 now. Moving on to tier 13, autocross at Dubai International, speed snap at Brands Hatch. We all know that can be a little tricky if you're running unserviced, so that definitely stands out as one tier that might require us to service the car. Anyway, then we got the cup at Monza road course, 2 laps with the PR requirement of 66.4. Alright, moving on, tier 14, we got head-to-head at Mazda Raceway. Yep, single lap, and speed record at Melbourne, which even in critical conditions is generally not terribly challenging if you play your cards right. And cup is at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, 3 laps with the PR requirement of 67.2. Alright, and finally tier 15, we got endurance at Spa, Hunter at Silverstone Bridge Grand Prix, and the single lap 24-hour cup race, the night race, once again with the PR requirement of 68.4, which you can get there by getting 3 upgrades across the board. Alright, so hopefully this overview gives you enough information to make your decisions on how you want to go about this limited time series. So share, like, subscribe, you know what to do. Alright, so that is it for now. So we'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, guys.